letter to Harris Dawson. We're still waiting for an official response from the city. The deadline is Friday, September 4th. But in the interim, Harris Dawson penned an open letter to the community. Okay, that's fine, but responding is not the same as answering. That said, let's not confuse fixing the parking, repairing the street lights, and repaving streets and sidewalks with finishing Destination Crenshaw. The community was promised a transformational project. So, where is it? When is this thing going to be finished? The council president says the project is being delivered on a timeline. What timeline? That's not an unreasonable question, and that's not an attack. It's not division. That is accountability. And then there's the business interruption money. So in his letter, Harris Dawson says that more than $1 million went to Doolin's on Crenshaw, and additional assistance went to a few other individuals. Oh, really? Who received the money? How much money? And who didn't? I can assure you a whole lot of folk didn't get that money. How do I know? I'm getting the phone calls. You see, transparency should not scare anybody. That's how accountability works, and that's why in our letter, we ask for an audit. But instead, what do we get? A discussion about Tavis Smiley, the pastor, the parishioners, the business owners, the people asking the questions, their motives, their ambitions, their character. Well, let me tell you something. When you can't answer the questions, attacking, insulting, and gaslighting the persons asking the questions doesn't make the questions disappear. It just makes people ask why you won't answer it. Let me be clear. We don't want to fight with the council president. We want the project finished because the people of Crenshaw are not on the sidelines, Mr. President. They are Crenshaw. And if culture really is undefeated, then respect the culture, respect the people, respect the businesses, and most importantly, respect the questions. Now, answer them. The Crenshaw Corridor community is still waiting, and September 4th is fast approaching. With a KBLA Talk 1580 editorial, I'm Tavis Smiley. As always, we welcome your feedback.
Just talking louder and say nothing and say nothing.
It's time to set our intentions, set our self-care, and find our focus. This is Mindful Mondays with Saharah Ali on KBLA Talk 1580.
And we do this every Monday. So blessed to have her on board. She is a meditation instructor, a sound healer and sound bathologist. She is a yoga teacher too, and also a life coach, astrologer, numerologist, and more. Saharah Ali with Mindful Monday. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we prepare our minds for the week by setting positive intentions, honoring our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into the week, rooted in purpose, power, wisdom, truth, and faith. We're blessed with several celestial influences inviting karmic closure, grounded self-reflection, and deep emotional release this week. The cosmic call to action is to surrender control, face reality with grace, trusting divine order. Our transformational journey begins with the Sun, Mercury, and Venus in Virgo, leading into Friday's full leading into Friday's full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces. Hi, it's a crazy week. This eclipse represents completion and life course shifts, breaking things open and giving us an energetic push to release old patterns and stagnation. Under the Pisces full moon, it's time to act on our dreams, not just talk about them. Through surrender, healing, and expanded consciousness, we gain insight and clarity. This cycle is a true walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fearing no evil, as it pushes us beyond our comfort zone. We gain deep insight by setting new intentions, taking out the trash, and letting go to let God. It's a leap of faith, bringing spiritual growth through self-acceptance, courage, and prayer. The call to action is to soften our hearts, release ego, and listen to the wisdom of our soul. The time has come to release the BS and trust that it's safe to embrace our power unapologetically, opening ourselves to receive fulfillment of our long-awaited dreams. The more we level up, the greater the blessing. So get busy releasing what no longer serves our lives or our highest good. It's bye, Felicia. Or Mary J. would say, no more drama in my life, no hateration or holleration. So going forward, let's lean into our Mindful Monday meditation. Take a breath. Gather your senses. Anchor your feet to the floor. Get comfortable and just breathe. Breathe, allowing yourself to be right here, right now, feeling centered and grounded and letting go. Being right here in this moment. Rest your hands on your lap, palm down, relaxing with each inhale and exhale. Just breathe. Honoring the light within as you breathe, connecting to purpose, aligning with your soul's task. I'll just be right here, right now. Inhale, slowly exhale, and open to wisdom from the Most High. As you breathe, relax and call on the power of divine wisdom. Allow yourself to open your heart and mind, ready to release and let go, finding your center with each breath. Mindfully connecting to your wholeness. Just breathe, relax, and let go, and trust the world behind your eyes. Give yourself permission to be in present time. Calming your mind, letting go and letting God, connecting to inner wisdom and inner truth. Embrace your center, feeling grounded, and slowly breathe, calling on your angels for guidance. And as you let go, let God and relax. Breathe and listen for divine inner wisdom. Be on purpose in this moment. Fill your heart. Breathe. Connect to your soul's light. Give yourself permission to be in love with yourself and honor and celebrate all of who you are in this present time, right here, right now. Breathe, feeling centered and anchored, making it safe to lean into divine order. In this moment of stillness, call on the Most High. Call on your ancestors. Ask them to light the way and guide a new path of healing, of success, and fulfillment. Breathe, feel grounded in truth. Listen for clarity with every breath in all parts of your being. Relax. Breathe in love, feeling empowered as you surrender the past. You surrender fear, you surrender stagnation. Be right here, right now, loving and honoring your divine purpose, ready to level up. Breathe, allowing miracles to unfold in your life with ease and grace. Breathe, trusting the world behind your eyes, honoring visions of happiness, abundance, and fulfillment. Give yourself permission to manifest positive change. Give yourself permission to be bold and ready to live your best life, promising yourself to trust the power within, to be unapologetically and live on purpose with love of self. Relax, slowly breathe, center yourself, connect, be right here, right now, feeling anchored and grounded. And listen with an open heart, feeling the power of truth and wisdom moving through you. Be right here, right now, breathe in clarity, trusting the grace of change unfolding with ease. And quiet your mind and center yourself and open yourself to receive our Mindful Monday affirmation. Today I give myself permission to face reality, trusting divine order and change, manifesting my highest good with grace and ease. Today, I give myself permission to face reality, trusting divine order and change, manifesting my highest good with grace and ease. Relax and breathe, feeling grounded and centered, and bringing your awareness back to present time, giving yourself permission to face reality, trusting divine order, manifesting your highest good with grace and ease. Bringing your awareness back, feeling centered and grounded. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles in the 1580 KBLA family. Have an unapologetic, blessed, full lunar eclipse week. And stay focused on your power and your purpose. And remember, Mary J., no hateration, holleration.
In this dancery. You forgot the dancery.
Yeah, I guess our life is like a dancery.
So, Virgo. We got all this Virgo energy, and then a full moon in Pisces. It seems.
Yes, and it's an opposition. Full moons, when the moon is full, the sun is opposite the moon. That's
right.
Why we get a full moon, because it's the light. And so we have it's a lot of Virgo stuff going on. On the 22nd, the sun enters Virgo for 4 weeks. On the 25th, Mercury moves into Virgo, supporting clarity and organization. And on the 28th, we have the lunar eclipse in Pisces. And it's aiding us to break free from the past and to move into the future, manifesting change. However, this lunar eclipse starts on Thursday night and all the way to Friday. It's kind of cray-cray. And we also have Mercury in Virgo square Uranus, asking us to think outside the box and to work on inside of truth as opposed to illusions, and also to step away from any friction. So, with a full moon and a lunar eclipse and the Virgo, because you think of Virgo is purification, Virgo is analytical, and Mercury in Virgo is exalted. Virgo helps us get organized. It helps us take the trash out. It helps us have discerning. It can be very critical and judgmental, but it also gives us that discerning dynamic that we need to make change. With the Pisces opposition, we have to work really hard to not be delusional about the reality that's in front of us. Believe people when they tell you who they are. Let go when Spirit says let go. And especially under this eclipse, there's a lot of game going on. So just be mindful of what your truth is and don't go for the okie doke. And I don't know how to say it any other way.
Right. Pay attention. Face reality. That's pretty straightforward. Saharah Ali will return with us. So if you have a question or comment, 800-920-1580. If not, I do. I felt like I was in a Mercury retrograde eclipse twilight zone yesterday, and so I shall buckle up for the week ahead. We did face reality, though. We did. We got back in the car and drove back to L.A. listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
On KBLA Talk 1580, more First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
I'm an Eat and Fire hero. I was trapped there January 7th, 2025, so I was awarded the Carnegie American Red Cross and the Kiwanis Lifesaver Award. So, to me, this looks like a slow burn. You constantly see Dr. Hardy, Pastor Caldwell, Mr. Smiley here. Their business is slowly impacted. Now, in Altadena, it was a quick burn. Everybody left. Everybody got priced out. They didn't have enough money to stay afloat. They couldn't rebuild their property. So, to me, this is a target for the developers. In my opinion, having been in Altadena for 18 months, still today, I still feed all of those people there because they're still displaced because they can't afford to come back. So what do? They move down to the Inland Empire, or they just call it a day and they go back to another state. So it's important to hold leadership accountable because as of right now, they've abdicated their responsibility. They just show up for the cameras and they don't even come to see you.
Keeping them in check. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
The KBLA 1580 app puts the realest conversations right in your pocket. Stream live wherever you are in the world. No static. No searching the dial. A crystal clear connection 24/7, exactly when you want it. We recommend that you keep automatic updates enabled. Set it and forget it. So the app stays up to date with store requirements. And stay plugged into the conversation everyone's having.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Knock, knock, Capital One Bank guy.
Wow, Charles Barkley?
I just moved into the neighborhood. Can I borrow some Wi-Fi?
Sure, Chuck. That's what the Capital One Cafe is here for. Open 7 days a week.
Oh, can I use your ATM? My dog walker only takes cash.
Anything for a neighbor.
Can I try the catchphrase?
Sure, take it for a spin.
There's no fees and minimums on Capital One checking accounts.
Nice, Chuck. I'll take it from here. Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Visit CapitalOne.com/bank guide for details. Capital One, N.A. member FDIC.
Oh no! Straight the roof down.
I don't have time.
Please, God, save us. Save our house. Please, God, please.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we haven't forgotten what happened Tuesday, January 7th, 2025.
The trauma, processing the loss of our home. How do we address the compounding effect of the fire now more than 18 months later? I noticed one of my 3 children engaged in self-harm who hasn't been able to articulate the challenges that they've had since the fire. And 4 out of the 5 folks in our household are in therapy. 1 is not. And the one that's not is the one who I noticed with the marks on their person. This isn't okay. You need to talk to someone.
Black historical memory keeps alive the stories and struggles of everyday people and communities. Black historical memory preserves truths that others attempt to erase, minimize, or distort. Black historical memory prevents history from repeating its worst chapters. At KBLA Talk 1580, we will never forget. Tune into Conversation Live, Altadena Forward with James Farr, weekends on KBLA Talk 1580.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
You know, we were talking with James this morning about how this massive report does or does not help the fire victims, fire survivors there in Altadena. You are an Altadena, Pasadena community member yourself, and I know that some of those fire survivors have come to you for treatment and counseling and, sound treatments, healings, life coaching. I feel like it's been so long without meaningful relief for them. Are you seeing people holding on to hope? Or you talk about the eclipse energy and the Virgo energy means we got to face reality. How is this hitting with?
It's on so many levels, because there are some people who are liquid and they are still going on, and there are so many people that's displaced. I have several teenagers that I see, and it's because they're all living in one place, sleeping on a couch. They don't feel centered or grounded, and there's deep depression. And then the real thing is there's a lot of politics going on with this, okay? And there's a lot of confusion, and the things that they're asking of people really doesn't make sense. I know one of my clients, everything in our house burned, and she went to go get support. And they said, well, do you have your SS card? Do you have your birth certificate? And she says, it burned in the fire. And they says, well, go get it and then come back. Now, that is insensitive. It is disrespectful. But I know politics is politics. But the other thing is that it is very daunting. It is very, very traumatic. And some people are having deep emotional psychosis coming to the surface. And it's really interesting for the men. It's initiating crazy perversions. Their wives are like, he wants this and that and this. And it's just really interesting how people manage stress differently. But what really hurts my heart is the kids. The kids, they don't understand. They feel ashamed because they have to go to school, and they're going to school with kids who have everything, and they don't have everything. They don't have their clothes. They don't have their memories. And then the people that are liquid, they are frustrated with the politics of trying to rebuild. And the dynamics that they go through is with the contractors and the permits and them having to, the powers that be come out to the contractors come out. It's like, well, you can't have this over here. You can't build that this way. So it's a lot of, I'll put it this way, there's a lot of deception. There's a lot of greed. And, you know, when we ride the bike up there, and some houses are up, some houses aren't. Some houses are boarded up but still have fire damage on them, and you can tell who has money and who doesn't. And that is the big thing with this fire situation. It's a great divide, the haves and the have-nots. And the have-nots are suffering greatly. And the hard part of the have-nots, in one of the city forums that I attended, they would have grandma across the street, Auntie Jane around the corner, sister next door, and all of this is gone. They have no place of respite. They have no
right, because,
community.
I mean, if you're a have-not in that situation, you might have been a long-term resident of a home that was passed on to you by your family, so you didn't feel like a have-not. You had your family there. You guys could pitch in resources.
Exactly.
You had a place to live. Now, if you're underinsured or uninsured, all of that is gone and probably not coming back. And that's got to be tough for folks, you know, in any
and even with the
season.
insurance.
Yeah.
But even with the insurance, there's a lot of politics around there. They don't want to pay you the value of your property. But this is the kicker, that they still have to pay rent.
Yeah.
I have a client, they have a condo and some big condo thing, and one side of the building burned and the other side of the building only had smoke damage. So they fixed the smoke damage building first, and they're still rebuilding their condo, but they still have to pay rent.
Yeah.
And HOA fees and all of this. And the other part is, there was a beautiful forum. It was really wonderful. We got to do a sound bath, and I got a chance to do a guided meditation. There are some dynamic sisters who are well educated, and they're attorneys, and they are fighting for the community, getting things together. Ashley, I don't know Ashley's last name, but the collaboratory, they're doing a really good job with helping the people, supporting the people, and championing the people, and trying to give them clarity and support. They have this huge board. It is crazy, where all the houses were burned, all the houses that are rebuilt, all the houses that will never be rebuilt, and a list of all the displaced people. It's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. It's like watching a slave ship diagram. It is just so heart-wrenching to see so many people displaced. And where are they?
Yeah.
You know, they send
well, a lot of
different
them are in
places.
South LA. Some are, you know, further afield than that. You know, people, from what I've been able to gather, they've gone, the ones that aren't living in their cars have gone to where other black people are that they know, right? Which is
right.
In any case, it's I'm glad that you're, you know, working with folks in the ways that you can. It's kind of an all hands on deck situation, but it's sad to hear about those kids, you know, and how their whole lives have been just
oh yeah, and they go to school with
overturned.
these kids, and they know their house burnt down, and they make them feel so small. I have one young lady, it just hurts my heart. You know, she's sleeping on the couch with her mom at her aunt's house. You know, it's like 10 people in a 3-bedroom place. It's just so hard, and she's a gorgeous little girl, and she just cries every time she comes, and I try to give her hope. And I understand God doesn't give you a burden that you can't carry, but as you carry the burden, it is so important to hold on to the faith, and it's really hard to have faith, and so it's so important that we have love and compassion and lots of prayers for the souls that have chose to take this journey, to bring this awakening about the disparity that exists up in Altadena and the greed that exists in this whole community and this global thing of greed. And so I say, everybody, stay prayed up about Altadena. Do what you can to support the Altadenians, and stay in a positive mind. And all of the legal people with all your legal power, go and help those people and help guide them so that they don't get cheated or that they can feel like they have something bigger to support them with. Because a lot of people are not educated about the laws and the insurance and all the political things that you have to go through. Even designing and building a house, there's a lot of legal stuff and there's a lot of contractors that are cheating people. So all the powers that be, whatever skills you have, whatever knowledge you have about building houses or rebuilding or helping find placements or grants or whatever, show up. The collaboratory is a good place to start. They have a whole organization and they have their hands on the pulse of all the Altadena fire situation.
The person you're talking about is Ash Level with Altadena Rising is the organization.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they have a website, altadenarisingnow.org. So that's another organization.
And they are holding people accountable.
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
is what I love about Altadena Rising. They are going after everybody.
Okay, I'm trying to save you time to make sure folks find out how to connect with you, Saharah.
Oh, excuse me. Virgo got me under the weather. They can call 213-628-9783, and they can talk to Elise to schedule any appointments and schedule a sound healing treatment. And I don't have any sound baths until next month, and that's it. Because I am not, this Virgo stuff has me, like, I'm trying to hold it together, but I am a little bit under the weather, and I'm going to hold the space to heal myself.
Feel better. SaharahAli.com is another place you can look to find out what she's got going on, or you can, as she said, call Elise 213-628-9783 if you want a reading or maybe a sound bath, a sound healing session, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Saharah Ali, thank you for your insight and thank you for all the work you're doing to help your neighbors out there in the Altadena, Pasadena area.
And thank you, Dominique and KBLA family, for holding the space of consciousness, change, and transformation. Dominique, I love you forever, ever.
Love you forever, ever back. We got news, traffic, and sports, and then the phone lines are wide open if you want to vent. I'm here for you. KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is backing Darlene Graham ahead of Tuesday's Republican Senate primary runoff.
Highly qualified, incredibly competent, ready for prime time. She's ready.
Scott defended Graham's qualifications on NBC's Meet the Press after questions were raised about her national security knowledge. NAACP President Derek Johnson is criticizing reports that the Navy considered renaming the USS Doris Miller, the first aircraft carrier named for a black American. Johnson called the idea disrespectful to military service members and the legacy of the World War II hero honored for his actions at Pearl Harbor. And Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is the latest pro athlete targeted in a home burglary. Police say thieves broke into his North Texas home while he was away at training camp, stealing more than $300,000 worth of valuables. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have won 6 straight after sweeping Pittsburgh Sunday. 4 Dodgers pitchers combined to allow the Pirates only 2 hits and a 4-0 win. The Dodgers won their 80th game of the season. They are 1 game behind Milwaukee for the best record in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are now 15-13 since hanging out with Trump at the White House on July 23rd. Things are beginning to look up for the Dodgers with 31 games left in the regular season. We are 16 days away from the start of the NFL regular season on Wednesday, September 9th. First time in NFL history, the league is playing its regular season opener on a Wednesday. New England is at Seattle to take on the defending Super Bowl champs. The Rams and San Francisco kick off their regular season on Friday, September 11th in Melbourne, Australia. First NFL regular season game down under. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm John Wood Jr., host of the Kingdom Project, weekends on KBLA Talk 1580. Black America has a tradition of holding the United States of America to the standard of her stated principles when it comes to democracy. When the country has said all men are created equal, black people have demanded that we mean it. In the long history of holding America accountable to the promise of her ideals, no name looms larger than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day.
But as the country has drifted from the ideals of Dr. King, do black people have a special obligation to revive Dr. King's philosophy? Furthermore, does the black church have a responsibility to renew the moral leadership of America and reacquaint the nation with the gospel principles that inform Dr. King's philosophy? Tune in Sundays at 9 a.m. Pacific as I make the case for the revival of the philosophy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the moral leadership of the black church, only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Don't be anxious or confused about AI. Take control of your career when you get the skills to tackle real business problems and design specialized solutions. HR Dive reported that entry-level talent with applied AI credentials can receive up to a 25% salary boost. But where do you find training that you can trust? Future-proof your career and deliver more value with Humans Lead the Way AI. Their hybrid learning courses use practical definitions, real-world examples, and strategic insights to help you and your team understand AI with confidence. No magic, no hacks, no shortcuts. Just practical knowledge that helps you use AI more successfully. Don't wait. AI can never replace people who know how to use it well. Register for courses today at humansleadtheway.com. That's humansleadtheway.com.
Oh no!
Straight the roof down. I don't know if we have time.
Please, God, save us. Save our house. Please, God, please.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we haven't forgotten what happened Tuesday, January 7th, 2025.
The trauma, processing the loss of our home. How do we address the compounding effect of the fire now more than 18 months later? I noticed one of my 3 children engaged in self-harm who hasn't been able to articulate the challenges that they've had since the fire. And 4 out of the 5 folks in our household are in therapy. 1 is not. And the one that's not is the one who I noticed with some marks on their person. This isn't okay. You need to talk to someone.
Black historical memory keeps alive the stories and struggles of everyday people and communities. Black historical memory preserves truths that others attempt to erase, minimize, or distort. Black historical memory prevents history from repeating its worst chapters. At KBLA Talk 1580, we will never forget. Tune into Conversation Live, Altadena Forward with James Farr, weekends on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
You belong here, and you're welcome here at 800-920-1580. 800-920-1580. That's the number to call if you want to say a thing about a thing, and there are so many things. We learned over the weekend that Karmelo Anthony will not get, at least the judge has ruled not to grant him a new trial, and that is not shocking after the reports that we heard from activists on the ground there in Texas that even though they had granted the defense's motion that they would get a new judge, that those 2 judges were friends, that the prosecutors were friends, that they were all sort of part of a small town group of old school white folks, and the judge, which to me, if it seems very strange that if there was enough bias on the part of a judge to warrant a new judge, that there wouldn't be enough to warrant a new trial. But that is what the new judge decided that there will be no new trial. The defense team, the new lawyers for Karmelo Anthony not giving up, they are planning to appeal, and we shall see. But right now, the 35-year sentence for defending himself stands. And yeah, there's more to say about that. Sam called last week talking about how information about Karmelo Anthony came out that was not favorable to him. And a lot of information came out about the Metcalf twins that was not favorable to them. But as Hey with Mamas for Karmelo Anthony pointed out on Instagram, what Karmelo Anthony was doing was talking smack on text. He was saying some things that were not good, violent thoughts and dumb stuff. But what the Metcalfs did was take action, spraying Nazi graffiti and beating people up. It's a little different, talking big on text as opposed to taking actions. It's a little different. And sadly, teenagers do have impulse control problems, and many times they talk smack and say things and try to act big, and I'm not justifying that, but it's not the same as grabbing someone and beating them up or spray painting Nazi symbolism on walls. Those are actually actions. Those are not just posturing. In any case, free Karmelo. We will continue to watch this case, even though, as we said, for now, Karmelo Anthony goes back to prison after Judge Michael Chitty, that's his name, I didn't make it up, Judge Michael Chitty was put on the case as a new judge because of what seemed to be bias in the case of the old judge, and yet, same result. Let's go to Big Phil calling us from L.A. Good morning, Big Phil.
Good morning. Devils don't sleep. Man, that Saharah Ali, he putting a hammer on Marquise. Did they get him? Doolin got $1 million?
That's what Tavis is reporting. I have not seen any paperwork. I know that Tavis is reporting. Well, I believe Tavis is reporting what the council president said himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I know that funds came in from the Metro, and I don't know. I haven't seen any breakdown as far as money from the Metro versus money from Destination Crenshaw or Procrastination Crenshaw. I haven't seen that breakdown, and I think that is the point, is that we want to see an audit. We want to see what money went where to whom, and why isn't it finished? That I think is the whole point. Did Doolin get $1 million? What happened to that $1 million? Did it ever really go to Doolin? What, you know what I mean? Those are the questions that we're asking.
Yeah, the money's getting funny. Anyway, that Raman, she needs to go sit down. I mean, she's making a fool out of herself. Karen Bass, she never went to that meeting. She needs to go really sit down, to be honest with you. That's just my last land with that. Raman needs to sit down.
What meeting are you talking about that Karen Bass, the mayor?
Karen Bass, I think I've seen some of it.
You're talking about the debate with
I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, she have no experience like Karen Bass. If she hired her, politics is a dirty, dirty game, okay?
It is.
Okay.
It is. And also, it's politics. I mean, for Nithya Raman, who's a sitting council member in the LA City Council, she's mad that she was pulled off as the leader of the housing committee, but she, the homeless committee, I guess. She says it's for political reasons. Well, that's politics. Everything is for political reasons. The reason you're complaining about it is political. The reason people are saying you're not effective, everything is political. There's a book by former Speaker Willie Brown, which is brilliant, and he breaks down politics. Yeah, if you rescind your endorsement of the mayor a month after you endorse her and decide to run against her, there's going to be political consequences. That's why they call it politics. However, the people on that homeless committee are saying that she just wasn't showing up, she wasn't doing her job, and then the very day of her final meeting as the chair, because she'll still stay on the committee. She just won't be the chair. She didn't show up, and they didn't have quorum, so they had to cancel it. So, yes, it's political. It's politics. That's why they call it politics. It's going to be quite a lively, spirited election season. And I hope that no matter who wins, the mayor's race, no matter who wins these ballot measures and all of these, the governor's race, that we all come out a little smarter, better informed. I mean, at least in LA, either way it goes, you've got a Democrat. Either way it goes, you've got a woman of color. But to your point, Big Phil, if I have two candidates with similar voting records, and one has tons of experience and the other one has no experience, I'll probably take the experienced one. If I have two candidates with similar voting records and one is black and the other is not black, I'm going to take the black one. That's just me. But now you've got the convergence of the black one being the one with more experience on the local, community organizing, federal, and state. So I'm, like I said, I'm paying attention. I'm reporting the facts. I do my best. Anytime that I interview candidates, I'm always going to be fair and ask the tough questions to both. But it is that was quite a mayoral debate out in Sherman Oaks.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, you met my mother here at the African. My mother was one of the head court system over St. Louis. She's a very brilliant woman, beautiful woman. She's gone now, but she told me, she said, son, I don't want to be no politician because this is a dirty, dirty game. And she's right. I'm going to land. God bless you, Dominique. I'm out. God bless you.
Okay, God bless you, too. I mean, I get that. Okay, there is always dirt in politics, but there are people getting stuff done too. Like it's tough, and money is way more of a powerful player than it should be. Yogi Fish says, "Nah, don't vote based on race, not race alone." Okay, Yogi Fish, you got a business. Assuming you're black, you look black in the picture. You've got two candidates. Yeah, right. You never know; it could be a bot, but you got two candidates. You got two candidates for a job that you're hiring. They both have the same resume. One is black and one is not. What you gonna do? They have the same resume. That's not hiring based on race. It's hiring based on qualifications. But if all things are equal, yeah, I'm going with black. I'm betting on black for sure, and proud of it too. 800-920-1580. And that's not just politics. That's work. That's interpersonal relationships. That's art. That's just, to me, natural. Yes, because I see being black as an asset, not a liability. 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. He says he's purple. What does that mean? You're Barney, the dinosaur? Sharing is caring. No, that's not called racism. That's called common sense. I'll take the melanated one, thank you. 800-920-1580. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. 800-920-1580. Oh my, there's so much news. We shall cover that, or you shall call me, or all of the above. That's what we do around here. We are KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Number 14. That's where Talkers Magazine ranked Tavis Smiley on their Heavy 100 list of the 100 most important talk radio hosts in America. Join Tavis weekdays, 9 a.m. to noon or 9 p.m. to midnight. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
In a world full of noise, one station keeps it real. KBLA Talk 1580, where the conversation goes deeper, the voices sound like yours, and the issues that matter most to our community take center stage. Progressive, powerful, unapologetically us. Whether you're driving through the city or tuning in from your home or office, join the public square. KBLA Talk 1580, your home for talk that enlightens, encourages, and empowers. Listen live on our free KBLA 1580 app, on our website at kbla1580.com, or on your radio dial at 1580 AM.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The BLM Center for Black Power is a hub for Black activism in the city of Los Angeles, a standalone nonprofit affiliated with Black Lives Matter LA. The venue is home to live events, meetings, and organizing drives for Black-led community-based organizations. It is also the base of operations for Black Lives Matter LA. Built on what used to be a nuisance property owned by an arms dealer, the BLM Center for Black Power is in the heart of Leimert Park and has opened its doors to everything from youth organizers to toy drives to film screenings and community town hall meetings. To make a donation or make a request, please visit blmla.org. That's blmla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Just in case you missed our Procrastination Crenshaw Town Hall.
My name is Asata Umoja. I'm with the Hyde Park Organizational Partnership for Empowerment, which is at the southern end of Crenshaw. And this community has been greatly impacted. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we're most concerned about is just being totally neglected. And what I mean is being excluded from the process. When this project first started, they should have made sure that our organization, since we were most impacted, was in there. So we've been excluded, and we've seen commercial properties be taken for art projects. And we're very concerned about these are spaces that could help build economic growth and development in the community. And what this community needs more of is economic development, not art. I mean, I like art. It's a good thing. But they're putting the cart before the horse. Because without a solid economic foundation, what they are calling cultural tourism absolutely has no significance and no meaning. And this community is going under if we don't stop and do something to help build that economic foundation and support the businesses that are the tax base for this community to build the kind of services that we need. And the response from our leadership is totally inadequate.
Holding them accountable. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Broadcasting live from Leimert Park, USA. Welcome back to your home for unapologetically progressive radio. KBLA Talk 1580.
Big Phil called me at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580. Rest in peace to Michael Wright, the actor known most famously for the movie The Five Heartbeats. He died from Marcia-Fava Bignami disease, which is a rare neurological condition. He was 70 years old, so rest in peace to him. Just a fine actor who worked throughout his life, which is actually surprisingly rare, sadly, very rare. So, yeah, rest in peace to him. Sad to lose another great one. And it seems like the news cycle is continuing to speed up, but the help is not continuing to speed up. If your help does not seem to be on the way, if you're in Indiana, still waiting for power, lots of people, thousands, still after a storm there. It's been almost 2 weeks, and a lot of folks still do not have power. It's crazy to me. I mean, that is sounding like life in an underdeveloped nation. And I get that, there was widespread damage, but can't you bring in some temporary generators or some kind of help? again, you've got people at the mercy of this utility company, reminding me a lot of what's going on here in LA. But also, I wonder, in the context of this current administration, are they doing all they can do, especially when you're talking about a majority black community? And the governor, a Republican, claims that the National Guard is working really hard to get the power back on, and state workers from the Department of Correction, which of course makes me wonder if they're actually incarcerated persons, are working to get the power back on. But still, tens of thousands of people, mostly black people, are without power. It's giving Flint, Michigan, and Hurricane Katrina, because the help always just appears to move a lot more slowly when it's us. How do you close down schools for a week and you don't know when they're going to open? A week of missed learning is very significant, as we saw during COVID. The power company apparently did an update about who has power where in Indiana and when power will be restored where, and they left Gary off that map. Make it make sense. Yeah, of course they're angry. Oh, the black people aren't even on your list of when and where we're going to restore power. Not only is it a majority black city, Gary, Indiana also has a lot of under-resourced folks there. The mayor says there are no simple repairs, that they have to fix entire systems. Still, 43,000 people without power is crazy. Almost 2 weeks later. And now I guess we're having an economic war with Canada. Thank you to the resident. His power is fine. I'm confused. Time to talk to Dr. Julianne Malveaux again, because we've got the U.S. just imposed 50% tariffs on $20 billion worth of Canadian goods over the weekend. After negotiations broke down, they couldn't work it out. Canada said the U.S. was being ridiculous. They were asking for too much. Now they're taking countermeasures. And it's not a good situation. This is another ally that we're upsetting, that we're alienating, that probably doesn't even consider us an ally anymore. Mark Carney, their prime minister up there in Canada, he's saying, well, they're going to be releasing the details of their own tariffs. But this is where my confusion comes in. Didn't the courts rule that our tariffs, that many of Trump's tariffs were illegal, and now the government is paying back the companies but not paying back us, we the consumers who paid those higher prices because of the tariffs? So the companies get the refund and they'll keep it as profit, but the people still buy less with their dollars than they bought before? Those prices don't automatically come down, and all the money that we've already spent in higher prices because of the tariffs, we don't get that back? How is that? How is that economically sound? Well, anyway, another ally bites the dust. It was an eventful weekend. It wasn't just me going to Anaheim for no reason, thinking she was going to see Daniel Caesar and seeing flocks of teenagers. No, there was a lot of news breaking over the weekend. So apparently, when we had heard threats about this, but apparently two of the alleged friends of Nolan Wells have given a formal demand letter to the Reverend Al Sharpton, saying that unless he apologizes and retracts and deletes what they're calling false and defamatory statements about these alleged friends of Nolan Wells, Warren Jackson Morgan, that they will sue him. And they have sent these pre-suit demand letters, 19 pages, demanding an apology and demanding the retraction of what they say are statements about completely innocent young men. Sharpton says, bring it. I mean, not quite in those words. He said, quote, I welcome the lawsuit and will have my attorneys be in touch with theirs to arrange for them to serve me so we can go to court. Okay, he sounds terrified. But we still don't know what happened to Nolan Wells, who was never seen alive again after taking a trip to Horn Island in Mississippi for 4th of July. And he went out on that boat with his white friends and never came back. And those friends, apparently he's got a large circle of many different groups, ethnic groups of friends, but those friends have lawyered up. Those friends have deleted their social media. Those friends did not cooperate with the family, and now those friends have a GoFundMe to defend themselves and are suing Al Sharpton. How is this going to help us get to the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells? I do not know. Those friends are going on right-wing podcasts. Those friends are fanning racial division. Those friends are profiting off of this case and not seeming to spend any time at all trying to figure out what happened to their friend. Yeah. And the fact that they're so baffled about why black people would be suspicious and up in arms and wanting to know what happens when we're talking about Mississippi with its history of racial violence, and when we're in a time right now where black people are being found hanging from trees, coming up missing, and being told and assured, oh, it was a suicide, oh, it was an accident, before investigations happen. Of course we want answers. We've got news, traffic, and sports right here, and then it's Black Marriage Monday. And if you're not married, if you're in a relationship, situationship, you can learn how to communicate a little better in relationships, in love. We all need that. That is next after news, traffic, and sports, only right here.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. Black South Carolina Senator Tim Scott is backing Darlene Graham ahead of Tuesday's Republican Senate primary runoff.
Highly qualified, incredibly competent, ready for prime time. She's ready.
Scott defended Graham's qualifications on NBC's Meet the Press after questions were raised about her national security knowledge. NAACP President Eric Johnson is criticizing reports that the Navy considered renaming the USS Doris Miller, the first aircraft carrier named for a black American. Johnson called the idea disrespectful to military service members and the legacy of the World War II hero honored for his actions at Pearl Harbor. And Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb is the latest pro athlete targeted in a home burglary. Police say thieves broke into his North Texas home while he was away at training camp, stealing more than $300,000 worth of valuables. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have won 6 straight after sweeping Pittsburgh Sunday. 4 Dodgers pitchers combined to allow the Pirates only 2 hits and a 4-0 win. The Dodgers won their 80th game of the season. They are 1 game behind Milwaukee for the best record in Major League Baseball. The Dodgers are now 15-13 since hanging out with Trump at the White House on July 23rd. Things are beginning to look up for the Dodgers with 31 games left in the regular season. We are 16 days away from the start of the NFL regular season on Wednesday, September 9th. First time in NFL history, the league is playing its regular season opener on a Wednesday. New England is at Seattle to take on the defending Super Bowl champs. The Rams and San Francisco kick off their regular season on Friday, September 11th in Melbourne, Australia. First NFL regular season game down under. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.